Hi everyone, Zoltan here with the Pentium 4 machine, and in this project we will test GeForce 2. We have 4 graphics cards here. First of all, this is the GeForce 2 MX200 with 32 megabytes of memory. It should be just below the GeForce 2 56. In performance, we hope it will be faster than the TNT2. And we have 2 of these GeForce 2 MX 400s with 64 megabytes of VRAM. Generally, I mean, these 2 cards should perform identically. All the specs basically should be the same. Similar cards, similar memory, even the look is pretty much the same. But on the other side you can see there is no memory chips here, and here in this yellow one we have some, basically the same number of minor chips, different layout. This color is a little bigger and it's aluminum, and this one is like just simply plastic with a little metal cooling here. But yeah, this should be the same. And this one is the beefiest. You see absolutely different memory chips. I think these are SD-RAM here, and this has DDR. This is the NV15. So this is the GeForce 2 PRO card here with only 32 megabytes of memory. At least it's the 32M should be the memory. I guess it's 32 megabytes only. Interestingly, two-sided. Well, we will see how it performs. I would be happier if it would be 64 megabytes, but yeah, we'll see. This should be like twice the performance of the GeForce 256, and yeah, we should leave the TNT2 in dust with this card. We will see how it will fare. So yeah, basically that's the test. I will share graphs and everything, comparing these 4 cards and also the TNT2. Maybe you remember this card from my Pentium 3 test. Yeah, we're gonna see Windows Millennium in action, see how this driver changes and everything will be handled on that OS, the general feel, and also we will test the games we were testing with the TNT2. And yeah, 3D Mark benchmarks as well. Hopefully the GeForce 2 will be able to run 3D Mark 2003 as well, at least one of the game tests. Yeah, I hope you're interested in this video, and okay, let's see how this card will perform. Okay guys, so here we have the GeForce 2 PRO, or as the driver says, the GeForce 2 Ti with 32 megabytes, and it's running 3D Mark 2000 now with 99 frames per second, and different. Yeah, it's good, really good. Okay, let's go to the cards and discuss a little bit about it. So, testing the GeForce 2 MX 200, what you can realize is that in 2D mode it's a bit blurry compared to the TNT2. It's definitely visible, so yeah, but in 3D you can see everything is much smoother, looking prettier, and you can notice the resolution, like the 640 by 480 was okay with the TNT2, but with this card you can see the pixels somehow, so you can see that you are in a low resolution. And 3D marks and even the games basically looking much better because you have better lighting somehow, even with the same settings. But the frame rates are lower, and the 3D mark scores also lower, because now this card running the TNL calculation and not the Pentium 4 CPU, which is still better doing the TNL than this card. So I'm not sure I would switch from the TNT to to a GeForce 2 MX 200. Because now you can use the hardware TNL, but the performance is just not enough, or actually not in these games. Yeah, but Serious Sam was definitely playable with this card, and with the TNT2 is just not, because of the freezings. It only freezes when you start the level, wait for half a minute or something, then you can play it. Basically, with every game, the situation is the same. It's not that bad of a card. And let's go to this GeForce 2 MX 400 with 64 megabytes of RAM. This card is sharper, the image quality is great in 2D, and yeah, the 3D performance, even if it should be better, double the RAM and high clock rates, or at least the internet says the 400 series is stronger, but all the scores in 3D marks are lower, noticeably lower. Like 10% or 20 maybe, and even the games you can experience the same thing. So this card is worse than this card. So yeah, and every time you switch a card, the Windows Millennium will recognize the driver switch. You need to reboot, and then everything is perfect, because from the TNT2 to GeForce 4 the same driver applies, but you just need to reboot, and yeah. These cards are identical, and actually you don't have to do anything. Windows Millennium is just boots, and the only difference is between the BIOS revisions between these cards. So this is a bit newer version number, but yeah, they're probably the same. But what is the greatest difference between this card? This MX400 is actually double the performance of this 400, and yeah, obviously even stronger than this card. Yeah, this fan is noisy as fuck. It's really noisy, like I don't know, a rotor or something. Yeah, but the performance is great. Every 3D Mark just doubled the performance, and 3D Mark 3.0. Instead of 80, yeah, this 86, 76, and 160, and every other 3D Mark, the performance is doubled. And even if Unreal Tournament 2004 640 by 480, this card or these cards are performing around 20 or 30 frames per second. This one's 25 and 35 or something. This is definitely at stable 35, 40 frames per second, and sometimes even greater. Yeah, every aspect, this card is double the performance as this one. So the MX cards, yeah, you can see, can be all over the place. And obviously the GeForce 2 Pro or Ti should be the strongest, even with 32 megabytes of memory, but I will just come back to it later with the games, and I will mention how fast this card is. Yeah, it's a bit loud as well. This one was really pretty silent, this one obviously. Yeah, but if I replace the cooler on this, this is definitely a good switch from the TNT2. Double or triple the performance, you can have all the features you need from GeForce 2. I think it's really good, and testing in 3D Mark 99, I see it was identical to the Ti or the Pro. But as I can see here, from it was around 7,000. Those other cards are at 3,000 in score in 3D Mark 2000, and the GeForce 2 Ti is 9,000. So yeah, 1.5 of the performance, or a little less. But this card, the Ti or the Pro, should be definitely a good choice. We'll come back to it later, and let's see the games and 3D marks. So this is Serious Sam, the first encounter on the GeForce 2 Pro, and the difference is, instead of speed, we are running on quality mode, and instead of 640 by 480, we're running at 800 by 600, and even the frame rates are much better. I don't think that 1024 by 768 would be great, because sometimes you can have some frame drops around 50 or 60. So this is just looking good and running smooth. There is no the same issue with the TNT2 when the game just froze and you have to restart. Once you start each level, there is a freeze for around 20 seconds or something, but then the game just running perfectly. With the GeForce 2 MXs, well, it's the same. You can run the game, but only with the speed settings and 640 by 480. So yeah, with the GeForce 2, this game is playable. It's looking good. Those freezes before the levels, or when you switch to the menu and back, those are annoying, but otherwise this game is great on this card. So this is 3D Mark 03 on the GeForce 2 Pro. All the GeForce 2 cards, like the MXs, are able to run this test and only this test in this benchmark. And yeah, the GeForce Pro is like double the performance of the GeForce 2 MX 400, and the 400 is just a little faster than the 200, but the other 400 card is slower than the 200 one. I mentioned this before. So yeah, 3D Mark 2001 on the GeForce 2 Pro. Frame rates are double of the MX cards, and yeah, these are really nice on this card. 3D Mark 2000 on the GeForce 2 Pro. So the TNT2 was around 2000, while the MX cards, the 200 and one of the 400 cards, were around 3000 and 5000 for the better MX 400, and we got 900 points for the GeForce 2 Ti. So pretty much running great here, except some environmental bump map as well. And other tests in 3D Mark 2001, there is no nature test, so we would need the GeForce 3 with pixel shader for those tests. And also this is the case with all three. You can only run one test. So 3D Mark 99 on the GeForce 2 Pro, running here at 75 FPS. It is the same speed in this benchmark as the GeForce 2 MX 400, the better one. Yeah, I want to show you this issue here. Pretty much all the GeForce 2 cards, including the MX or the Pro, is having this strange vertex behavior, but only in this test. You can see this thing in any of the games or any of the benchmarks. I haven't seen this with the TNT2, by the way. So yeah, this is a strange thing. Otherwise, the MX200 and the slower 400 are scoring around the same score, like 5000. This one and the other 400 card scoring around 7000, and the TNT2 was around 5000, I guess. So not much difference here with this test, but yeah, the other benchmarks are showing greater change. And also the 64 megabytes of texture test of 3D Mark 2000 can run on the TNT2, but cannot run on the other 32 megabyte cards. But it obviously runs on the 64 megabyte MX 400. I could say that the memory amount is not a difference in game. The faster card is faster, besides the half memory available. The only exception will be GTA Vice City. With the GeForce 2 Pro, it's just horrible. I will show you that when we will get to the game. And this is Quake Quake 3 arena in the GeForce 2 Pro, and everything is at maximum 1024 by 768 resolution. As you can see, sometimes it drops around 50, so I wouldn't increase the resolution any further. But I think this is a sweet and smooth gameplay with this card, and it looks much better than 640 by 480. So Quake 3 is definitely really good with the GeForce 2 Pro. And this is Unreal Tournament. As you can see, we have 75 frames per second. This is the monitor's refresh rate, and looks like we have a VSync, and I wasn't able to disable it. Sometimes you can see some frame drops. Resolution is 800 by 600, and everything is at maximum. I tried 1024 by 768, but then the frame hovers around 40 and 50, so I just stay with 800 by 600 with the GeForce 2 Pro. And Unreal Tournament 2004, resolution is 800 by 600, everything is at the lowest, except the sound is good. So yeah, with the GeForce 2 Pro, it's really smooth, it's really playable. I have chosen Onslaught because this is the most taxing game mode, and this level as well. With the GeForce 2 MX cards, we've seen half of the frames, like around 20 and something 30 with the faster MX 400, and with the MX 200 we have seen like 19, 24 frames per second in general. So yeah, this is the first card where this game is actually looking okay and playable. You can see the frame rate sometimes going just high enough. In simple deathmatch, the game is just cool. So yeah, just need to click. Okay, so that's it. Unreal Tournament 2004 is running great on the GeForce 2 card. Yeah. And this is Drakan with the GeForce 2. It's okay. So with the MX card, you were able to play it with everything set to a higher draw distances and everything at 640 by 480. But with the GeForce 2 Pro card, you can set the resolution to 1024 by 768, everything at maximum, and you have some decent frames here. I've tried how do you say, the high resolution, the native, the 1280 by 1024 as well, but some places the frames are dropping from 60 to 40, so I decided to stay with this resolution because of the frame drops. You have seen that as well right now. But yeah, Drakan looks good, and also yeah, it plays good. So GeForce 2 is cool for Drakan. And this is revolved with the GeForce 2 Pro, of course, and we can set 1280 by 1024, everything at maximum, and it's running really good. With the MX cards, the frames are just half of it. Yeah, with the slower MX card it's even worse, but this Pro card is great for this game. The only thing you cannot set is the anti-aliasing, because it requires GeForce 3, I guess, for this game. But it looks really great with it, and yeah, it runs smooth as well. So yeah, GeForce 2 for Revolt is absolutely, you can max this game out with this. And this is Carmageddon TDR 2000, 800 by 600, everything set to maximum, and as you can see the frame rate is acceptable. running at 75, sometimes below it, but in general this is a good setting, I guess, with the graphics and performance involved. So yeah, this game is fun. Sometimes it can be really annoying with those missions, of course, but yeah, it looks much better than it was with the TNT2. The other GeForce card, the MX cards, are usable, but you just have to disable some things and also lower the resolution, because they are just a little bit better than the TNT2. But I could say the faster MX400 was okay for this game as well. So yeah. And this is JTA YCT 800 by 632-bit colors in the lowest draw distance. As you can see, the frame rates between 30 or 60 and really fluctuating. So I think any higher resolution would be a problem for the frame rate, and even the draw distances could cause the frame drop significantly. So yeah, with the GeForce 2 this game is playable. With the MX cards, basically you have to play on the lowest settings, but you can play this game actually, not with the TNT2, of course. So yeah, these were the games. If you wish to test some other games, leave some comments and I might add that game too if I have it. Yeah, so that's it. I will share some graphs in the end, so you can see how those games are how those graphics cards are performing in the 3D marks. And I've realized that the 3D mark scores usually reflect the speed in the games as well. So yeah, those will indicate the actual performance of these cards. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this kind of video, and if you wish to see the GeForce 3, 4 or maybe the GeForce 6 testing with these or newer games, and my videos in general, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. It would be really great for me, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Okay guys, so this is just a quick summary what we have so far with these graphics cards. We've tested the TNT2 in the previous video, and now we've tested the MX200, the MX400 and the other MX400, and also the GeForce2 PRO or TI, depending if you are checking the BIOS of the card or the driver. So in 3D Mark 99, which is an old software, and I'm not absolutely sure it supports TNL, so the TNT2 is quite fast. As you can see, the GeForce MX cards and the GeForce2 PRO performs almost the same. So yeah, I could say that in older games it doesn't really matter what kind of graphics card you have. Before 99, CPU matters the most. And 3D Mark 2000, now the differences started to show up here. The TNT2 is almost as fast as the slower GeForce 2 MX cards, not as fast as the faster one, and the GeForce 2 TI just far away from the TNT2, like 4 times or more than 4 times the performance, which is really great. 3D Mark 2000 can utilize the TNL capability of the graphics card, so it's performing really well. 3D Mark 2001 is very interesting because somehow the TNT2 is performing better than the slower MX cards, and yeah, of course far away from the GeForce 2 Ti. What does it mean actually? It means that on the TNT2 I'm running on the software TNL mode, which means my 3 GHz Pentium 4 is doing the TNL, which is faster than what the MX card can do, and that's why the TNT card is faster here. And as you can see, this MX400 is really fast, and for some reason this other MX400 is just slower than the MX200, which is supposed to be slower. And the other thing, you can see that these MX cards are 64 megabyte versions, while the GeForce2 PRO has 32 megabytes only, and still it's really fast, so memory is not a limit, at least for the 3D Marks. And finally we were able to run 3D Mark 03, where the TNT2 is incapable of running it. And the MX cards are pretty slow. The MX400 is a bit better, and the GeForce2 Ti, well, it's acceptable. They are only able to run the first test of it. And 3D Mark 05 is just freeze when you start it, so you need to reboot your PC. And there is no way to run it. It requires shaders, I think at least 1.4 or something. GeForce 3 would be great for it. So summarizing it, if you have a TNT2, it might be a good thing to replace it with an MX400 or a proper GeForce 2 card, a GTS, Ti or Pro card. They are performing close. The GTS is a little bit slower. It was the first GeForce 2 card, except the Ultra, which is a little bit better than these cards. So you can see the performance. MX cards are totally well, can result unexpectedly. So yeah, so this is the first part of this 3D Mark performance chart, and I hope I will be able to get other graphics cards as well, and I will show you those as well. Just a little look. Sorry about the lighting. I have this FX 5200 as well, which will be an interesting thing, because looking at it, it will support shader mode 2.0, and it will perform around the GeForce2 Ti technically because of the 64-bit memory bus and so on. So showing this card here is well, it's not too far from yeah, performance wise. And this is the first time you can see my actual editing main PC here. Once I will make a video about this one as well. But yeah, that's it for this quite long video. So thank you so much for watching once more.